This is the cajon that we've been looking at online, what we've been working with. As you can see, we have our adjustment knobs on the sides for changing the position of our snare wires. The sad thing about it is that they don't produce any sound, or very, very little. So we've got a reasonably good bass here, goes up, slap on both your corners, kind of a dull sound on both sides, play the top. Most people just play the front. So no matter how we adjust the snare, there's only a teeny tiny bit of it that you ever hear. Now, after doing some research online, the best assumption we can make is that our snare wires should have been longer. So buying one piece of snare and just clipping off the end, putting the position down lower, and then being able to let it rest against the top up would have given us a much better snare sound to it. Now what we've gone and done, we built one more cajon, and I'm going to show you that in another step that you can watch later on. But as far as the sound on this one goes, I'd like to show you what we've done with it. So bear with me just a second. When you play your cajon, as we've said before, most people sit on top of them. And they play like that. Some people lean them back, so you don't have to bend over so far. Some people sit behind them on a chair, play them like that. Now, what you may have is, when you're just playing in a small room with a group of friends, you don't need to have any special amplification. But if you're going to play in a bigger place or a party or with a bunch of friends and you're going to jam together, you might want to find some kind of amplification for it. You can do this with a regular microphone. If you look at the other sites online, sometimes you'll see a microphone sitting in the back hole. And we've done something a little bit different. Our hole is located at the top, as we showed you when we were making it. And what we have is a little transducer microphone that we've stuck on the back of it. Comes out with a little pigtail, and that attaches to a regular male plug like you find in a guitar amp, which is what we have. It's a small amp. We plug these in, and we're going to turn our amp on. Now, this isn't a very strong amp, so it's not going to make a lot of noise. But it changes it a little bit. A little more sound from here. A little noise here. And now you can play the sides of it with a better sound. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you turn this off. You can tell that the sound has changed. Our amp is only 15 amps, so it doesn't put out a lot of power. But if you do this with like a guitar amp to 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 amps or even more, you can get some really great sound out of these. Now this one, even with the snare in it, if it doesn't work, it still works fine as just plain normal cajon. So you can continue like that. Hopefully you watched all the videos to begin with, and then you found out ours didn't work very good. So you stopped at that time and either went and bought longer wires and put them in for your snare, or you continue on to our next video and see what we did with our next drum.